Thank you, David and Peter. Family and friends, I'd now like to invite forward Rod to share with us a tribute for Ross.
How do you thank someone for their service? How do you thank someone who volunteered to protect you? Ross volunteered for service with the 1st Commando Company, as it was in those days, and that service brought with it a whole range of danger. He didn't have to be there. He could have chosen an easier path, but not Ross. Not Ross. Just before Anzac Day this year, I attended a service with Ross, and we were sitting together, and he looked down at his medals, those medals, and he said, "I didn't do anything to deserve these." I didn't say anything at the time, but I will now, because there's no one who deserved them more. I asked him if he needed anything, and he said, "Well, I'd really like a replacement Green Beret, because his had been eaten by moths." I suggested that probably several generations of moths have eaten it. Now, anybody can go out and buy a Green Beret, but very few earn it. And only those who have earned it can truly appreciate its real value. As promised, the beret was replaced. And I want to acknowledge a young man known to some of you. His name is Bart Green, who's a former member of both 1 and 2 Commando and a veteran of Afghanistan and Iraq. And I was talking to him and I said, "Look, I'm having trouble sourcing a beret badge." And he instantly gave me his. Evidence of that brotherhood, that transcends decades. Bart wasn't born until 1987, but there's that bond there. And I borrow the words of Blurry Current, who is also known to some of you. They were the same kind of bloke. His new Green Beret was presented to him the day before he passed, and together with a personalised quilt that you see across there, made by the Aussie Hero Quilts organisation. Now there's a small patch on the back which reads, "This is a Aussie Hero quilt made for an Aussie hero with gratitude for your service." A true and accurate statement. And it was made by volunteers whose generosity I just find staggering. It was on his bed at the end, and so he was truly embraced by fair dinkum Australians. On the back you'll also see messages for those who care enough to leave their mark, and there'll be an opportunity later for those of you who wish to leave a message. Now, I asked the question earlier, how do you thank someone for their service? I don't really think you can. Not adequately, at least. But you can acknowledge it. Now, finally, I have a letter here which I'd like to share with you. Major General Greg Mellick, AO RFC SC retired, National President of the Australian Commando Association and the National President of the RSL. Is dated 28th of April this year, reads, "Dear Ross, 1960 was a long time ago, and yet I am told that you have lost none of your determination and resolve that allowed you to become a commando back in the day. I can also recall being informed of your success in representing Australia in both Commonwealth and Paralympic Games in swimming, table tennis, as well as archery. Once again, you showed multi-skilling necessary to be a competent commando. To compete was to win. However, you went a step forward and successfully brought home both silver and bronze medals, making all who knew you very proud. I know some of your Commando friends will be visiting you soon, and I wanted to assure you that we were thinking of you and admiring your tenacity that you have shown from the day you entered the doors of One Commando. With my best wishes, General Greg Millick.
Thank you, Rod. I'm sure you've all got your own special memories of Ross that you'd love to share with us today. And there will be an opportunity to do so at the conclusion of today's service as we head into the tea rooms. I'm sure the family would love to hear all of your special memories that you personally have shared with Ross at that time.